Welcome back. Do remember our top stories can be found on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. Log on to m.channelstv.com to view us live on your mobile device. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores. Having the Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You can also have the eyewitness feature, so you too can be part of the news. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the eyewitness menu and follow the instructions to share those pictures, videos, or news of happenings around you. The Nigeria Customs Service has warned against the use of the present economic recession as an excuse to engage in illegal trade, promising to punish anyone who does. The Controller, Nigeria Customs Service, Federal Operations Unit Zone C, Mr. Mohammed Garuba, gave this warning while handing over a truck laden with bags of suspected cannabis sativa, also known as Indian hemp, and a suspect to officials of the National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency at the Customs House in Benin City, the Edo State capital.
This truck with 40-feet container is fully loaded with bags of suspected cannabis sativa, also known as Indian hemp. It was intercepted by men of the Nigerian Customs Service, Federal Operations Unit Zone C, while being conveyed from Ondo State through Benin City. The Comptroller of Federal Operations Unit Zone C, Nigerian Customs Service, Mohammed Uba, alongside his management staff, are here to officially hand over the exhibit to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, at the Customs House in Benin City. Comptroller Mohammed Uba's worry is about the negative public health implication if the content of the container had made its way to the market.
You know, the social problems of Indian hemp, or whatever name you may decide to call it, it causes memory and learning problems, and these can affect our students in schools, who are supposed to be our future leaders.
An NDLEA official received the seized items, including the suspect, describes the arrest as a classic case of the gains of the existing synergy between the NDLEA and the Nigerian Customs Service.
We are all working towards the same goals. In the past, I've arrested Tokumbo cars before, I handed it over to Customs. And thank God here today. Meaning what I've done in the past, I'm getting it now. I'm receiving what I've done in the past is not up to what I'm receiving today. But you can see, I'm so much grateful.
The suspect, who claims to be a student, also claims that this is the first time he is engaging in the illicit act.
This is just the first time, sir. I'm not the owner. So I was actually coming back to resume my schools. So a friend of mine connected me with them to just escort them down to Agbo.
The Nigeria Customs Service says it will continue to take the battle to the doorsteps of anyone or group of persons engaged in illicit trade in the interest of the nation.
The Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa has identified indiscipline as one of the greatest challenges facing the country. The governor made this known during the swearing-in of members of the Delta State House of Assembly Service Commission in Asaba, the state capital. He insists that once indiscipline is entrenched in public offices, once discipline is entrenched in a public office, some of the challenges the country will become a thing of the past.
Problems we have as a nation is the issue of discipline. Discipline is central to sound administrative processes. Some persons do not take their responsibilities seriously, and it is your duty to ensure that people are disciplined and that they do their job with all due diligence. Permit me to use this opportunity to appeal to all workers' unions in the state to always follow due process in expressing their grievances. We know that workers have the right to express their grievances, but we must always ensure that we follow due process. I want to reiterate the commitment of this administration to deliver quality service to the people. In doing so, we are committed to the entrenchment of a culture of selfless and total service, including building a regime of transparency and accountability in all spheres. The country's economy is passing through the throes of recession. Everybody in public office should demonstrate a high sense of probity, accountability, selflessness, and transparent patriotism. However, you need to be reminded that by these appointments, the entire state has become your constituency. Staff should be treated equally, and there should be standard and uniform practice that is applicable to all.
Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa. Members of the Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria are hopeful that the federal government will intensify a negotiation effort with the Trade Union Congress for an upward review of their salaries in 2017. According to the branch chairman of the association in Abuja, Mr. Samari Issa, negotiations are already ongoing between the federal government and the union to consider a new minimum wage for civil servants. Mr. Samari made the remarks at the 2016 annual seminar of the association in Abuja, where he hoped that the federal government and the trade union will work to harmonize the 75,000 naira minimum wage proposal by the workers' union.
Members of the Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria recognize that no meaningful progress can be made in any organization without peace and cooperation between management and staff. Hence, the term of today's seminar, Techniques for Effective Conflict Resolution in the Workplace. Is most appropriate and germane to the mutual interests of employers and employees, and in line with the principle of collective bargaining in trade unionism. As we close the year 2016 in high spirit, we look forward to a more rewarding, peaceful, and successful year ahead. As you are all aware, negotiations are ongoing on the issue of salary increment. And based on feelers from the TUC and the NLC, I am confident that something positive will be done towards actualizing the 75,000 minimum wage. It is my sincere hope that the management will look into all outstanding issues, burden on staff welfare, as we expect to build on the prevailing peace and progress in NEPSA and all of our sisters MDAs in the service of the government and people of Nigeria.
The House Committee Chairman on Power, Daniel Asukwo, says embedded power as a solution to support incremental electricity supply deserves some serious considerations. At a forum to interface with consumers and discos, Mr. Asukwo gave assurances that a workable template will be articulated for the power sector growth.
An estimated 40,000 megawatts of power is what Nigeria requires as a break-even point. Sadly, aside the 5,000 megawatts it generated in February this year, power output has always hovered around 2,500 and 3,500 megawatts. That just explains why the House Committee members on power are in Lagos to interface with customers and distribution companies. After the opening formalities, the discourse, especially from the customers, simply underscores the frustration of inadequate supply, overbilling, metering gap, and the gas challenge for the discos.
For the past 3 months now, we have been begging EcoDisco to come and hook up this light for us. At least, let us have the taste of light. 1,500 naira I spent on fuel every day.
Burdened also by these complaints, the EcoDisco's chief had this to say.
I believe that we that are constitutionally guaranteed by the law to do oversight on the generation, transmission, and distribution of power in Nigeria. We are also putting a keen watch and look at over what they're doing and making sure that Nigerians are not exploited.
It's an oversight function by these committee members, but will their visit help in any way?
We can only distribute what we get from the grid. So, but right now, we are all aware that we are having problem with generation due to problem of gas, from as a result of gas pipeline vandalism. So with that, the quantum of gas that goes to the power station has reduced tremendously. So it's affecting the generation capacity.
It's another year end, and the discourse around electricity supply isn't a soothing one. Just how the conversation will be elevated to a point where power is taken for granted will definitely be a time everyone wants to witness.
When news across Nigeria returns, the Lagos State Governor launches the 2017 Armed Forces Remembrance Appeal Emblem. We'll have that in a moment. Please stay with us.